at $25,000 over 4 years, so a longer term for them as well. So what are we asking from them in return? The associations do an amazing job at delivering services and programs to meet the needs of our residents living in priority neighborhoods. And this includes everything from recreation, art and culture, food security, social engagement, education, provision of goods, and advocacy. We're asking for 1,500 hours of service delivery, not to be confused with hours of operation. We know that in combination with paid staff and volunteers, these folks far exceed that expectation. So in addition to the targets that we have suggested for levels of service, we're going to be completing an annual community needs survey to demonstrate and celebrate the valued services that they do deliver, a monthly meeting with community services staff, quarterly meetings among the collective service providers for information sharing, training opportunities, and pooling resources, and to complete annual evaluations of programs and services. So with that, we are asking for the Growth Committee's endorsement of the recommendations for Council.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lambert. Is there any questions from committee? Okay, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thanks, Lori, for the presentation. I think this is a really, really good offer for the neighborhoods, our community. They've done a lot of great work over the years, and having a 4-year budget now to count on for programming and everything, I think it's really awesome. So fully in support of it, and thank you very much for all your hard work on this.
Councillor Harris.
Yeah, just to follow up with that, I think the number that we're hearing or seeing is a 15% increase to these service levels, to what we offer to the community centers that are doing important work. And so I guess what I'm most excited about is this setting a tone, and then moving into the new year, the conversations we're going to continue to have around expanding that, establishing a framework that the city can work from. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just an important piece for us to do and continue to do in the next 6 to 8 months.
Mayor Reardon.
Oh, thank you. Lori, great work. With our agencies, boards, and commissions, we're all looking for that accountability. And so I know that that's baked into this as well, which is great. We always want to be able to defend all of our, money spending as we go forward. So just to mention a couple of things, a complete annual evaluation of programs and services. That's important too, to really figure out where you want to go as well. And then the completion of the annual community needs survey, which I think is good too, because those things change all the time. So it's nice to have those included in there. So yeah, appreciate your work. Like I said, it's a great document, and great to see the 4 years. I think that goes a long way. When you're trying to make any plans, it's difficult if it's on a 12 or 24-month basis. So this really will give them a little bit of time to sort of think about where they're going, what they want to do. So really appreciate the support of all of those entities. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lori, and to Jen as well. Jen Reid, both of you were critical in our neighborhood symposium that I feel led to some of these really good discussions and have been embedded now in this new plan around making sure we're meeting and, engaging and all of that kind of good stuff. So it's great to see such incredible leadership from inside, and it's rolling out into the community. So I really appreciate you all. So on that note, I will take a mover and a seconder for that. Mayor Reardon and Deputy. So on the question, all those in favor to receive and file? Thank you. Okay, now on to the next item, which is the community center service agreements with Commissioner Hamilton.
Yes, good morning, members of the committee. So this next item before you is to recommend renewal of the community center service agreements with our 6 primary community center service providers. These, again, will provide much-needed stability and vital service delivery in our neighborhoods while providing modest increase in funding and improved reporting and engagement with the city in order to evaluate success moving forward. And with that as an introduction, I'll turn things over to Jen Reed with our community services team to provide an overview of the recommendations that are before you.
Great, thank you, Commissioner, for the introduction. Yes, I'm here to give a brief overview of the recommendations moving forward for the community center agreements. As a bit of a background, community services staff did meet with all the community center administrative staff in June. We did do a deep dive into their existing agreements to make sure that the provisions within them are still up to date and current. So you will see some amendments in the renewal for those updates. We also did a deep dive into their operations. We reviewed their annual reviews, and based on those, we came up with some of our recommendations moving forward. The first recommendation is the identification of service targets for all community centers. The way we came up with these is we looked in general at the environment of all the community centers after they provided their data. Historically, the city of St. John, when they ran and operated the community centers, it was encouraged to be as barrier-free as possible in terms of financial barriers. So we are looking for the service providers to have free programs and services at a minimum of 60%. We are looking for free rentals at a minimum of 10%, and we are looking at fee-based programs and rentals at a maximum of 30%. Some of the same provisions as the neighborhood agreements, we are looking for them to complete their community needs assessment so we can do an evaluation of their programs and services and identify any service gaps if there are any. Same with annual reporting, we're looking to streamline them for a year so we can get more accurate data on performance measurements. We are looking to assign community services staff to be liaisons to each community center to meet with them monthly for information sharing and for city staff to be able to provide support as needed. We are looking to meet with them quarterly as a collective for more information sharing, enhanced resource sharing, and just to bring them together as a collective group. We are looking to extend the service agreements for 4 years, permitted they meet the provisions within the agreement. This does help them in their budgeting process, planning forward for staff, and leveraging funding. We are looking also to add the provision for any major changes within the community center to seek approval from the city, and that is in terms of their operating hours and any major program changes. We are looking to streamline the annual increase. Within 2 of the agreements, there was annual increases listed, and we wanted to bring all agreements together under the same increase. And we also are looking for all community centers to recognize the city of St. John in all promotional material based on the funding they receive from the city towards the programs that they're offering with that funding. And with that, that is an overview of the recommendations for the community center renewals, and we will be looking for the endorsement and recommendation of the Growth Committee. Thank you.
Any questions, Mayor Rudin?
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to say, can I move it since I've already given my comments on it on the last on 6.1 instead of 6.2? But no, I think it's wonderful. Like I said, I love all of that oversight that's there, and also the engagement of the community centers with us as we move forward in a changing environment, and just to keep up with the needs of the community as well. So I think it's great. Appreciate it. So I'll move it if you don't mind.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Harris. And on the question, all those in favor? Great. And I have one housekeeping thing because I said receive and file for the previous item. So I actually need to redo that motion with a moving of the staff recommendation for item 6.1. Can I get someone to move that? Mayor Rudin, Deputy. On the question, all those in favor? Great. Thank you for bearing with me there. All right. And on that, I will take a motion to adjourn. Councilor Lowe and Mayor Rudin. On the question, all those in favor? Great. Thanks, everyone.